20 surprising facts about Vietnam, the most unique country in Asia. Vietnam holds a distinction that no other nation can claim. It's the only country in the world naturally shaped like the letter S. Stretching 1,650 kilometers from north to south, Vietnam occupies one of the most coveted positions on Earth. It borders China to the north and Laos and Cambodia to the west, while its eastern and southern coasts open to the South China Sea, placing it directly along some of the world's most vital shipping routes. In the north, you'll find Phnom Penh Peak rising 3,143 meters above sea level, known as the roof of Southeast Asia. The central region features complex weather patterns where hot Laotian winds clash with monsoon systems, creating some of the most dramatic landscapes in Asia. The south enjoys year-round tropical warmth, with its famous Mekong Delta, often called the Rice Bowl. Vietnam has become the world's second-largest rice exporter and second-largest coffee exporter, all while maintaining a cost of living that's 72% lower than the United States. In 2023, Vietnam produced over 44 million metric tons of rice, trailing only India in global exports. Vietnam exports 1.8 million tons of coffee annually, making your morning cup of joe statistically likely to contain Vietnamese beans. The country has also captured over 80% of the global dragon fruit market and leads the world in cashew and black pepper export. Agricultural success isn't accidental. Vietnam's tropical monsoon climate creates ideal growing conditions, but the real secret is innovation. Vietnamese farmers have embraced technology faster than many developed nations. According to the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, over 65% of rice farmers now use smartphone apps to monitor crop conditions and market prices. Which Vietnamese expert impresses you the most? Rice, coffee, or something else? Let us know in the comments. A survey by the expatriate network Internations ranked Vietnam 14th globally among countries where foreigners most want to live, citing the combination of low costs, safety, and quality of life. According to multiple international beauty rankings, including the 2024 Insider Monkey analysis, Vietnamese women consistently rank among the most beautiful in Asia. Vietnamese women possess what locals call gentle strength, a combination of traditional elegance and modern determination. With their smooth skin, expressive eyes, and natural grace, they embody a unique femininity that captivates people worldwide. According to Forbes' 2024 data, Vietnamese women lead 40% of businesses in the country, far exceeding the global average of just 28%. This makes Vietnam the leader in Southeast Asia for female entrepreneurship. Moreover, according to a 2024 Gallup survey, Vietnamese women average over 5 hours of household work daily while maintaining careers. Yet studies show they report higher life satisfaction rates than women in many developed countries. Perhaps most surprising is their openness to international relationships. Approximately 15,000 to 18,000 Vietnamese women marry foreign men annually, with over 300,000 such marriages recorded by 2024. The primary countries include South Korea, Taiwan, Japan, the United States, China, and Australia. Want to know which dating apps are most popular in Vietnam? Comment number 1 and I'll reveal it below. And don't forget to support us by liking the video, subscribing to our channel, and turning on notifications. If you think you understand street culture, Vietnam will completely shatter your assumptions. Here, sidewalks aren't just pathways for pedestrians. They're dynamic economic ecosystems that generate billions of dollars annually and employ over 430,000 people, according to the International Labor Organization. Vietnamese sidewalk vendors create what economists call micro-retail environments that serve millions of people daily, with meals costing just 40 to 80 cents. These aren't just snacks either. We're talking about full, nutritious meals that would cost $15 to $20 in Western countries. The community aspect is equally fascinating. Families gather on sidewalks for evening meals, creating impromptu neighborhood social centers. Children do homework on tiny plastic stools while their parents conduct business just feet away. The resilience is remarkable too. When traffic police conduct periodic sweeps to clear sidewalks, vendors simply pack up and return the next day. It's an unwritten social contract that everyone understands and accepts. You can live comfortably in Vietnam on $500 to $800 monthly, enjoying a lifestyle that would cost $3,000 to $5,000 in most Western countries. According to the U.S. Social Security Administration's 2024 data, the number of American retirees receiving benefits in Vietnam increased by 340% between 2019 and 2024. European retirement migration has grown even faster, with Germany, France, and the UK showing over 400% increases in citizens choosing Vietnam over traditional retirement destination. A modern, fully equipped one-bedroom apartment in central Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City costs $230 to $400 monthly. Utilities including electricity, water, internet, and cable TV add just $50 to $100. Food costs are almost unbelievable. Street food meals cost $1 to $3. Mid-range restaurant dining runs $8 to $12, and weekly grocery shopping for one person costs $25 to $35. Robert Martinez, a retired firefighter from Phoenix who moved to Da Nang in 2024, broke down his monthly expenses. Rent $350, utilities $70, food $200, transportation $40, healthcare $30, entertainment $80. Transportation is remarkably affordable. Bus rides cost 30 cents, short Grab rides run $3 to $5, and monthly motorbike rentals cost just $50. You can purchase quality motorbikes for $800 to $1,200, providing years of transportation for the cost of 2 car payments in Western countries. Healthcare quality surprises most foreigners. Vietnam's medical tourism industry serves over 500,000 international patients annually, according to the Ministry of Health. Routine medical consultations cost $10 to $20, comprehensive health checkouts run $50 to $100, and even complex procedures cost fractions of Western prices, while maintaining international standards. With these costs in mind, do you think Vietnam is a place you could travel to, or even settle down in? If yes, please comment number 3. If not, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Vietnam's violent crime rate is significantly lower than most Western countries. The 2024 Global Peace Index ranks Vietnam 44th globally for safety, ahead of the United States, which ranks 137th. Young Vietnamese people are revolutionizing how love works through something called street matchmaking, and it's going viral for all the right reasons. On vibrant walking streets like Hoan Kiem Lake in Hanoi, Nguyen Hue in Ho Chi Minh City, and along the Han River in Da Nang, complete strangers are being matched in real time by enthusiastic crowds, all captured by TikTokers and YouTubers. The hashtag Vietnam Street Matching has generated over 25 million views across social platforms. The process is beautifully simple. Young people approach each other with basic questions. Are you single? Would you like to meet someone today? The success rate is surprisingly high. According to a 2024 survey by Vietnam's Youth Union, approximately 35% of couples who meet through street matching continue dating for more than 3 months, compared to just 12% for traditional dating apps. Every year on the 27th day of the 3rd lunar month, something extraordinary happens in the Rocky Mountains of Hai Giang province. The Kyo Vi Love Market opens, but this isn't your typical marketplace. It's where married people are culturally permitted to meet their former lovers with their current spouse's full knowledge and blessing. The market attracts thousands annually, including many curious tourists. Maria Gonzalez, a photographer from Spain, witnessed it firsthand. I watched couples arrive together, then separate to find their former partners. There was no jealousy, no drama. They treated it as a spiritual practice, a way to honor their past while respecting their present. Local authorities report that the event has become so popular that it now requires crowd control measures. In 2024, over 15,000 people attended, including 3,000 international visitors. Would you be comfortable with your partner attending such an event? Let us know in the comments. In the mountainous northwest provinces, the Among ethnic group practices a marriage custom called wife-kidnapping that sounds alarming but represents something entirely different. According to the Vietnam Committee for Ethnic Minorities Affairs, this tradition exists among approximately 40,000 Among people across 6 provinces. The process works like this: when a couple decides to marry but lacks family approval or dowry funds, they plan a ceremonial kidnapping with friends' help. The bride is taken to the groom's house for 3 days. If she stays, it signals consent. If she leaves, the marriage is void. However, this tradition has faced serious challenges. In 2024, Vietnam's Ministry of Public Security reported prosecuting 87 cases where the tradition was misused for actual forced marriage. Local authorities have launched education programs in Hmong villages. Community leader Vang Pao Chia from Sapa explained, "We teach young people that real tradition requires mutual consent. Forced marriage violates both our culture and Vietnamese law." Hidden deep in the pristine mountains of Hai Giang lies one of Vietnam's best-kept secrets, Dujia Waterfall, a natural wonder so spectacular that international travelers are lining up to experience it, while most Vietnamese locals have never heard of it. Dujia Waterfall features 2 consecutive waterfalls cascading down to create crystal-clear pools 2 to 4 meters deep that look exactly like infinity pools carved by nature herself. The water remains refreshingly cool year-round and is so transparent you can count every pebble on the bottom. According to data from the Hai Giang Department of Tourism, Dujia receives over 200 international visitors daily, particularly from Europe and Australia, yet fewer than 50 Vietnamese tourists per week. Foreign adventure seekers have dubbed it Vietnam's hidden blue lagoon. Dragons in Vietnam aren't just decorative symbols. They're living cultural forces that influence everything from architecture to daily decision-making in ways that will absolutely amaze you. According to Vietnamese mythology, the entire population descends from Lac Long Quan, a dragon king, and O Ko, a fairy goddess. Their union produced 100 children, who became the ancestors of all Vietnam people. Walk through any Vietnamese city and dragon symbolism is everywhere. The Dragon Bridge in Da Nang stretches half a kilometer and literally breathes fire on weekends and special occasions. During Tet, the Vietnamese Lunar New Year, dragon dances become massive community events. Professional dragon dance teams train year-round to perform intricate choreography that locals believe drives away evil spirits and ensures prosperity. Modern Vietnamese architecture still incorporates dragon elements for spiritual protection. According to the Vietnam Association of Architects, over 80% of new commercial buildings include some form of dragon symbolism, from subtle design elements to elaborate facade decorations. Vietnam harbors ancient traditions so unique they've survived thousands of years, but globalization is causing them to vanish in real time. One of the most fascinating is the beetle chewing culture, a practice that once defined Vietnamese social life and beauty standards. For millennia, Vietnamese people have prepared elaborate betel quibs using betel leaves, areca nuts, tree bark, and slaked lime. Betel leaves rolled into multiple layers, lime applied with special sticks, areca nuts cut into precise pieces. Regular betel chewing caused a warm, slightly intoxicating sensation that flushed the cheeks and warmed the breath. In traditional Vietnamese society, women with rosy cheeks and blackened teeth from betel consumption were considered the height of beauty and sophistication. The parallel tradition for men was smoking Thu Cuc Lao, an incredibly strong tobacco that created an almost trance-like state. This was a ritualized practice using specialized pipes like the Dio key, designed for field workers. Whenever someone lit Thu Cuc Lao, strangers would approach to share, creating instant community bonds. Today, these practices are disappearing rapidly. According to a 2024 survey by the Institute of Cultural Studies, fewer than 5% of Vietnamese under 40 have ever tried betel chewing, and Thuoc Lao smoking has declined by over 90% in urban areas since 2000. Vietnam claims sovereignty over 2 major archipelagos in the South China Sea, but the situation on the ground tells a completely different and heartbreaking story. The Paracel and Spratly Islands represent one of Asia's most contentious territorial conflicts, involving 6 different nations in what could be called a real-life game of maritime chess. In the Paracel Islands, China has maintained complete control since 1974, following a naval battle with the former Republic of Vietnam. Beijing has transformed these islands into what international observers call unsinkable aircraft carriers, constructing airports, military bases, radar installations, and missile systems. The situation becomes even more complex in the Spratly Islands, where 6 parties control different sections. Vietnam manages approximately 21 islands and reefs, establishing DK-1 oil platforms and civilian settlements. The Philippines controls 8 to 9 entities and notably became the first country to challenge China at the International Arbitration Court, winning a landmark ruling in 2016 that declared China's 9 line claims invalid under international law. Malaysia quietly holds 5 entities, while Taiwan controls Ba Bin Island, the largest natural island in the Spratly Archipelago. Each party has built infrastructure, established military presences, and declared exclusive economic zones, creating overlapping claims that international law struggles to resolve. Vietnam consistently ranks as one of Asia's happiest countries, despite having experienced devastating wars, natural disasters, and economic challenges within living memory. According to the World Happiness Report 2024, Vietnam ranks 54th globally out of 143 countries, and second in Southeast Asia for overall happiness levels. The Nimbeo Safety Index 2024 reveals another stunning statistic. Vietnam scores 77.4 points for safety, ranking first in Southeast Asia, ahead of wealthy Singapore, peaceful Brunei, and tourist-friendly Thailand. The retirement migration trend supports this happiness data. According to the U.S. Social Security Administration, the number of American retirees living in Vietnam increased by 340% between 2019 and 2024. European retirement migration has grown even faster, with Germans, French, and British retirees choosing Vietnam over traditional destinations like Spain or Portugal. Vietnamese people demonstrate a level of national pride that's so intense and creative, it's literally breaking social media algorithms and inspiring people worldwide. In 2024, a social media trend exploded across Vietnam, painting national flags on rooftops. What started as one person's idea to show patriotic pride became a nationwide phenomenon, generating over 25 million views on TikTok alone. Satellite imagery from Google Earth shows thousands of rooftops across Vietnam now featuring the red flag with the yellow star, visible from space. But here's where Vietnamese patriotism becomes truly remarkable. It's action-oriented and informed. Vietnamese students can name dozens of historical heroes, from ancient figures like the Trung sisters to modern leaders like Ho Chi Minh. Parks, schools, bus stations, and streets are named after notable figures, creating reminders of national heritage. The economic impact is significant. Vietnamese consumers actively boycott products featuring China's controversial 9 line that violate sovereignty claims over the Paracel and Spratly Islands. International competitions showcase this patriotism most dramatically. Vietnamese representatives at Miss Grand International, Mr. Global, and other international contests consistently bring bronze drums, traditional ao dai, and models of the Spratly and Paracel Islands onto global stages, transforming beauty pageants into platforms for sovereignty assertion. Every morning across Vietnam, 97 million people wake up not to alarm clocks or radio announcements, but to a wordless symphony that's unique to Vietnamese culture, the melodic calls of street vendors that create the soundtrack of daily life. Vendors sell everything from sticky rice and bungee to 3-color desserts and iced tea. There are mobile barber shops with mirrors temporarily hung on utility poles, cart-based locksmith services, and even traveling tailors who can hem your pants while you wait on a street. Each vendor develops their own distinctive crawl, creating an audio map of neighborhood commerce. Long-term residents can identify specific vendors by their voices alone and know exactly what time different services will pass their homes. These vendors serve millions of people daily with nutritious meals costing 48.80 cents USD. Many dishes have become international symbols of Vietnamese cuisine, including banh mi, goi quan, and various street-side coffee preparations. The cultural event that stops a nation. The Tet Nguyen Dan, Vietnam's Lunar New Year, represents the world's largest annual human migration after Chinese New Year. According to Vietnam's General Statistics Office, over 40 million people travel during Tet, essentially the entire working population returning home. The preparation begins months in advance. Families spend an average of $1,500 on Tet preparations. This includes traditional foods like bun chung in the north and bun tet in the south, which require overnight cooking processes. Tet combines elements similar to Christmas, Thanksgiving, and New Year's Eve in Western culture, but with deeper spiritual significance, involving ancestor worship and family reunion. The lucky money tradition called Li Shi distributes an estimated $2 billion annually across Vietnamese families. Grandmother Mai from Hanoi shared, "I give Li Shi to 18 grandchildren and great-grandchildren. It's not about the amount, but the blessing and love transmitted through red envelopes." In the Mekong Delta's Can Tho province, Sai Rang Floating Market represents a 1,000-year-old e-market system that predates Amazon by centuries. According to the Mekong Delta Tourism Department, this market serves over 5,000 vendors daily and generates approximately $50 million annually in trade. Here's the fascinating part. Vendors use a system called Sibao, where whatever fruit hangs from a tall bamboo pole indicates what the boat is selling. Mango on the pole means mangoes for sale. Watermelon means watermelons. It's a visual inventory system that works perfectly on water. The market operates from 4 a.m. to noon daily, with peak activity between 6 and 8 a.m. The market is adapted to tourism while maintaining its commercial function. In 2024, it welcomed over 800,000 international visitors while continuing to serve as the region's primary wholesale fruit distribution center. The Cu Chi tunnels northwest of Ho Chi Minh City represent one of the most remarkable engineering achievements of the 20th century. According to Vietnam's Ministry of Defense historical records, this hand-dug tunnel system stretches over 250 kilometers and housed over 16,000 people during wartime. This wasn't just tunnels, it was a complete underground civilization. The system included hospitals, schools, theaters, workshops, and even a printing press for producing wartime propaganda. The tunnels had 3 levels, the deepest reaching 10 meters underground with sophisticated ventilation systems that prevented detection. The most ingenious feature was the Hoang Cam kitchen design, which dispersed cooking smoke through underground channels extending hundreds of meters, making detection nearly impossible. Today, over 1.2 million international visitors annually grow through specially widened sections designed for tourists. Sun Dung Cave, located in Phang Nap Khe Bang National Park, holds the title as Earth's largest cave by volume. 9 kilometers long, 200 meters high, and 150 meters wide. To put this in perspective, you could fly a Boeing 747 through its largest chambers with room to spare. Inside its deepest chambers, sunlight streams through collapsed ceilings to illuminate isolated jungles where trees grow 80 meters tall, mist hangs perpetually in the air, and underground rivers whim like liquid silver. The BBC called Sun Dung Vietnam's gift to the adventurous, but access is strictly controlled. To protect this fragile environment, only 1,000 tourists are permitted annually, and the expedition costs reach $3,000 per person. Yet, according to Oxalis Adventure Tours, the only company licensed to guide Sun Dung expeditions, they maintain a 2-year waiting list. Sun Dung represents just one cave in a system containing over 2,500 explored caves and caverns. The Xang Ya Khe Bang National Park encompasses 857 square kilometers of limestone karstal landscapes created over 400 million years. Here's the final mind-blowing fact that ties everything together. Vietnam has achieved something economists considered impossible. Vietnam's GDP growth averaged 6.8% annually over the past decade according to the World Bank, making it one of the world's fastest-growing economies. Vietnam ranks top 1 globally in cashew exports, top 2 in rice and coffee exports, and controls over 80% of the dragon fruit market. The manufacturing transformation is equally impressive. According to Vietnam's Ministry of Planning and Investment, the country attracted $23.2 billion in foreign direct investment in 2023, with major companies like Samsung, Intel, and Apple establishing significant operations. Samsung alone produces over 50% of its global smartphone output in Vietnam. But here's what makes Vietnam's development truly unique. It's achieving this growth while maintaining affordability for residents and attractiveness for immigrants. The cost of living remains 72% lower than the United States, according to Numboo's 2024 Cost of Living Index, even as wages and living standards improve rapidly. Environmental progress defies typical development patterns. Vietnam increased forest coverage from 27% in 1990 to over 42% in 2024, according to the Food and Agriculture Organization. The country has committed to carbon neutrality by 2050 and leads Southeast Asia in renewable energy investment. The international recognition is unprecedented. Vietnam ranked 54th in the 2024 World Happiness Report, 14th in the Internation's Expat Insider Survey for Best Places to Live, and first in Southeast Asia for safety, according to Numbeo. These rankings reflect a country that has achieved something remarkable: rapid modernization without losing its cultural soul. So there you have it, 20 mind-blowing facts about Vietnam that reveal why this S-shaped country is quietly becoming Asia's most compelling destination for travelers, entrepreneurs, retirees, and anyone seeking a different way of life. Which of these facts surprised you the most? Have you ever considered Vietnam as a travel destination, or even a place to live? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one and love hearing your perspectives. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, where we'll explore another incredible destination that's hiding in plain sight. We are so glad you are with us today. Please leave a comment, like the video to support us, and subscribe for more videos. See you soon.